Alright, you guys, so we'll just get right into it here. And listen, welcome to the Insider's Room. We're going to do the Independence Bowl today. I'm joined by two of the world's top professional sports handicappers. One, you guys, if you've watched the show for any length of time, you know him really well, Dan Kaiser. He'll be joining us live from Michigan. We're also going to have on live, hold on a sec here, I'm checking my levels. We're also going to have Greg the Greek, a live wagering specialist that we've met through our Discord. He's been on a few times. If you guys have been watching recently, then you know what he's all about. And he's been great. He's really helped build our current 6-2 live wagering record. And so we're pumped for that. And I think he's messaging me here right now. What does he say? Quickly or early? No. Yeah. Like at 4:05 Eastern. I'm telling you, we need him on at 4:05 Eastern. And so you guys, I just was commenting to our in-studio guest, and before I bring him on, I'll just say this. Just when I started the Insider's Room, I didn't really have a direction for it. I used to be a sports handicapper myself. I used to be featured on Covers Experts, pregame sports capping. I did it for a number of years, but I was kind of young, or very young, and I went on to do other things. And but I still knew all of those guys from back then. And so now, fast forward 15 years later, and so I started this show just to see what I could sort of do with it, and it's really grown a lot in just the 4 months that we started, and a big part of that is because of the old contacts that I've had, and so I just couldn't believe that that it's going as well as it is. And so that leads us to our in-studio guest. It's Tim Michael. He resides in the Vancouver area, and through different contacts and different things, I was able to get in contact with him, and I knew that he was coming over to the island where I live for the Christmas holidays, and we finally worked it out. And anyways, he's here, he's standing right here, he's right here, and I'm going to bring him in. He's a hell of a guy. And how's it going, Tim?
Good, guys.
Right on, right on.
Thanks for having me, man.
No problem, man. I'm trying to, not deafen us here. I think if we turn that down a little bit, that's probably better. Don't you think?
That's good.
Yeah.
That'll work.
So, we were watching just a little bit of the Canadian juniors before.
The Canada-US game was, as always, those two teams just bring excitement to it. There's nothing, it's never a boring cricket game.
No. There's been a lot of action, and that total went over the number at the end, right? It was
what was it?
five.
Yeah, it was 6-4 for the final.
Oh, 6-4 final, and it was 7, right?
7 for the over, yeah.
So yeah, Tim is from Covers Experts, and so I'm very humbled that he's here. I'm humbled that Dan is joining us, and anyways, these guys are really cool, and we have a lot of fun here on the Insiders Room when we do the streaming portion of the Insiders Room. And so the Insiders Room is more than just the stream show. And that's what I was talking about earlier, is that's what it was all centered around when I first started this, and now it's grown quite a bit more than that. And I feel like the streaming portion of it is like secondary to what it's become. And anyways, I'm not pretending to be anything that we aren't, which is not much, but still, yeah. Charlie's gone. What's good? Hey, Charlie is gone. What's up, Charlie is gone? On Twitch. And so, you guys, I'm gonna place my wager on this game. Bet. Less chalk. See, here's Schulze. He's in the bet. Canes 10,000. There we go. So yeah, if you guys want to get to know a little bit more about Tim, then you can just go to his homepage at coversexperts.com, which is like basically the biggest professional pick selling site out there. Tim has a really interesting story, and if you want to, this isn't really the time and place for that at the moment, but you can get caught up there on his homepage at Covers. And yeah, Merry Christmas to you too there, Schulze. How's it going, buddy? And so I'm trying to look at like 4 different we're streaming to 5 platforms at once right now.
You're killing it right
and
now.
Right, and so you gotta go here, and you gotta check out. So here we are on Twitter, and then you go over here, and then here you are on Facebook, and you gotta check out the Facebook people. And here we are on YouTube, and then there's Mixer. So, but for the main interaction, we're on Twitch mainly. So yeah, we're gonna do some live wagering. So Schulze's saying here in chat that he loved that early hockey game. Yeah, we were enjoying that, watching that as well. And so if there's any Americans out there, I wonder how they feel about that. Probably not so good.
At least it's early. They're still in the tournament, so it was the first game, so they're
right.
They're in good shape still.
Yeah. So the first game that we're gonna watch, we'll bring in our college experts, and so that's definitely Dan, the Professor Kaiser. He is he's a complete college expert, obviously. And then also Greg the Greek. Those two know their stuff, and so we're going to talk to them about this first bowl, which is the Independence Bowl, with Miami, Florida, as a 6.5 to 7 point favorite versus Louisiana Tech. And we'll see who they love. And
Sure.
So, and can you hear okay and everything?
I can hear everything.
Okay, perfect. So, Schulze, what do you think about this first bowl here? Yeah, we might as well bring Greg in anytime he's ready. Let's bring him in now. As soon as he answers, the music just drops down. It's neat from here. Oh, he's got to switch devices. Okay. So, Mr. Greg the Greek will be here in a moment, and Dan Kaiser will be here in a moment, and we're going to get right into some live wagering because Greg thinks that the bowls are the best for live wagering, or he's really pumped for it anyways.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Greg knows
I think
his stuff, man.
he does. Yeah, I know, because Greg he's right there in the in Jersey, so sort of the mecca of the new emerging sports gambling scene, and actually right in Dan's state in Michigan there, they just implemented everything, and so they're all quickly falling in line here, and so Canada as well, as you probably know is that single game wagering will be in Canada before the end of the year too. So it's all
very nice. It's
and
fun
then
to play.
yeah, it's finally got here. So
Exciting times. Right?
yeah, totally,
Exciting times.
absolutely. No, and so you're going down to Vegas in when's the next time you're going down there in February?
In February, yeah.
Okay, well there you guys go. Super Bowl party or something?
No, it's a little thing.
Personal thing?
Personal thing with that.
Okay. Right. Well, anyway, so Tim will be in Vegas in February. If any of you guys are out there, not like Vegas. It's with it becoming legal now in every state and online and everything. Just the whole Vegas aura is kind of, you can just bet anywhere. It's a little.
It's
bit,
not the same as it used to be, but it's
yeah.
still a lot of fun. Let's put it
Yeah,
that way.
exactly. Okay, so maybe he's ready here. Team shooter. Thanks, Team Shooter. These guys support us, we support them, and that's where our different Discords. And if you want to come into our Discord, that's where you guys should check us out. So if you're okay, let's see. Yeah, Greg is now ready. Maybe not quite ready. Anyways, they will be here soon. And then I'll turn it off the house band and on to the NFL Films music. But I know that Tim has a free college football wager on the next bowl game for us. And we'll get into that later though. Mr. Greg the Greek.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's going on, man? Sorry, I'm dealing with some technical difficulties over here.
No worries, no worries. I think you got to hit your little.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting set up. Hold on 1 second. There I am. Okay, make sure the hair looks good.
There he is.
All
right.
How we doing today?
Yeah, good.
Hey,
And
Greg?
so, Greg, this is Tim Michael from Covers
Hey,
Experts.
Tim.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, Tim. I can't see you, but I'm sure you're there.
Well, good to hear you there. I can see you.
Let me pull up
we
the
also have
stream.
Captain Chronic in the house here in Twitch, who has a major channel here on Twitch.
Oh, does he? What's up, Captain Chronic? What's good, man?
Yeah, no, he's got a. If you're into glass blowing and that sort of thing, go on over and check out his channel. And I think I see some of his new emotes here. The broccoli, I love it. Yeah.
Do you have the YouTube link posted?
Sorry.
Do you have the YouTube link posted?
Yeah,
to the
everything's
show?
always posted. I mean, for sure. The YouTube is definitely the one area where
You get the
we are
least,
lacking
right?
The most.
Yeah, I figured you
Mr.
got the
Captain
most
Chronic,
there.
Thank you,
Once.
sir, for sitting in. This is Tim Michael from Covers Experts.
Yeah.
And who's joining us right here, this is Greg the Greek. He's from New Jersey. And shortly, we're going to have another guest on here, also from Covers Experts. It's Dan the Professor Kaiser coming on. Yeah. And Schulze.
What channel
there
is
he
this game on, Insider?
Sorry? What channel?
What channel is the bowl game on?
well,
Is it on?
For me, in
Is it on
Canada here, again, it's not like, it's just
Canadian.
some ES or TSN channel or something.
Oh, I
don't even
found it.
know.
It's on ESPN. Okay. Yeah. So you guys
So what do you
into
think
college?
about this game, Greg?
Well, for college football, I mean, this is a hard one only because I think that a lot of the Miami players probably aren't that motivated because there's some that are going to the NFL. The line moved quite a bit. I already bet Miami a while ago when the lines first came out.
So what did you get?
But -6,
That's
just
a good line.
same as what
Wow.
same as what most people got. But I took a half point or half
I like Miami.
halftime line on them. Yeah, they're the better team. There's no question. The bet I actually really like is actually under for the game if you can get under 50.
Yeah.
Even though there's a chance that could easily blow over with these two teams, I think that this game is going to go under.
Cool. So, yeah, Tim has a play for us later on in the next game. He's going to tell us about that.
Tim, what's your favorite sport? What do you like to watch?
Well, you know what, I am from Canada, so I do love hockey.
Hockey.
But
Hockey.
yeah, but otherwise we're going NFL after that, pretty close.
Right. And we were just watching a big thing up here on Boxing Day, Greg. Is
Boxing
the World
Day,
Juniors.
yes.
The World Juniors is huge in Canada. And also the U.S. I mean, they just played the U.S. there, and it was just an awesome game. And anyways, Canada won 6-4.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people had the under, though, in that one, and that definitely went over.
It stunned a lot of people, I'm sure.
So, yeah, Captain Chronic is from Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. Isn't that the northeast area?
That's the east area, for sure.
Yeah,
Everything's north.
Well,
North,
I guess
but,
everything's north to me, but
yeah.
that's the eastern side where
So
the
you like
Vikings
in,
used to go.
so just in this first bowl, Greg, let me see here. So here it started. How come it's not on?
I know this coach for Miami.
Uh-huh.
I know he really wants to win this bowl game, and I also told you the trend on that I really will not bet against really in bowl games is teams that are like this 6-6 that just make the bowl game that need the win to be winning record, that sort of thing. They do tremendously well against the spread historically. Again, in these bowl games, they're like 60 or 70%.
And Louisiana
if
Tech
you see a
has
team.
this huge bowl run record of against the spread.
Yeah, but they don't usually play the Miamis, right?
Well, there you go. This is a Power 5 conference, of course.
Exactly. And I know this coach who did a tremendous job this season, considering all the things he had against them in Miami.
I think Miami wants to finally win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did a really good job there, coach. They won a lot of games, and they were in a lot of games that no one really expected them to be in.
Right.
Very much unlike Florida State, who they killed during the regular season and had probably higher expectations than them coming into the year.
They were an underdog in that Florida State game?
They were playing, I believe, at Florida State, and it was a pretty short line, but yeah, I think that they were an underdog. I can't quite remember, but they got destroyed. And I was definitely on the Florida State side, I remember.
Mr. Captain Chronic, yeah, he's from the East Coast, or not originally from.
Where's the Chronic from?
But living in Newfoundland.
The captain.
Yeah, the captain. He's coming out to support, and so that's sweet. Because
that is good.
When I first started my career out on Twitch and doing this, I used to source him a lot. Used to feel him out for information about what I should do and different stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, it's good to get someone that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go. As you were saying, Greg, maybe you can talk a little bit about why you think bowls are really great to live wager on. So here we go. It's 0-0. They've already punted. Or no,
I mean, they are good. Here we go. That's a 60-yard pass or something.
Wow.
50-yard pass. Yeah, so the reason why is because the one thing I'll put on that first is with what live wagering in general, it's a lot better to have an idea of what the teams are like, be familiar with things before the game starts. Like I told you before the game starts, like my leans were Miami and the under. So like, for instance, like maybe if I can get the under at a better line, or like for instance right now, like if Louisiana Tech takes this in, or even right now as they're on the fringe of taking it in, you can bet Miami at -4 and get a better line than what you would have gotten pregame when people were fighting over -6 and -7. You can get it at -4. But yeah, this is kind of how I expected this game to play out. I think this is going to be like a lower scoring affair. I'll just stay under the total of 50. If you can get the total at 50, I think you can bet the under here.
Okay, let me take a look at that. Tim and I can also confirm. So that's what you have at over.
In terms,
you're using
I use FanDuel and
right?
DraftKings. That's my
so
$2.
You were telling me about you were using some of those 3-point contests the other day.
Yeah, they do like all sorts of. Yeah, they do like all sorts of crazy. They do all sorts of crazy things you can do on FanDuel for like promotionals things. So they did like Christmas threes for a couple of the games, like the LA Clipper game and the Philly game, for if you took the money line bet.
What were you talking about the total? Sorry to cut you off there, because I just
if you could get.
Over here.
I don't think you're going to get it because they just pushed them back with the penalty, and they're probably going to end.
Did you say?
Under 50.
Oh, yeah, no, there's no 50. I got 46.5 here. Miami, Florida,
yeah.
-4.5.
We might have been able to squeeze in one right after that big pass, 31. But we would have had to have been ready. Yeah, it can back him up with penalties. And then the sack, and then that's a fumble. Oh, nice. Run it.
Look at he's getting out.
Yeah. Let's see what the line is on this Miami. I'm going to show you some bets I had yesterday, dude.
Okay, so this is you going to post in our Discord?
Yeah. I actually, so you know the guy Legion of Picks in our Discord?
Yes.
He is usually pretty good with player props, and I liked one of the ones he had, and I combined it with some of the other plays that I had for the day, mainly some player props.
Okay.
And I had it in a bunch of parlays, and they all just missed. Because I really did like the play game. It was Lou Williams over 17.5 points, because he usually averages like 19.5 on the season and is good for a couple threes, but he was just like afraid to take shots and not doing anything.
And got bailed out and everything.
Yeah. Oh man, it was bad. But I'll post these real quick so you guys can see how dreadful of a Christmas I had. I even had this.
Leonard is awfully good.
That's who I should have had it on. I was like thinking about it in retrospect, dude. I was like, wow, I should have had that. Kawhi. I mean, I still had a lot of these plays, and my Washington under didn't work out, but most of my other plays were good that I had yesterday.
Right. Is Dan might be coming ready to Raw soon or something. Yeah.
Yeah, Dan will come in. Yeah, so it looks like this game is pretty slow pace to start. They already moved the line back up to -7 with Miami having the ball back.
Right.
So
why don't we take a look at that, Tim? Let's look at this live line here. So this is
so we talked about it.
Here.
So like when the line was -4 before, when Louisiana Tech was on the fringe before they had that penalty of going in, that would have been a good time to strike, thinking that Miami might take the lead here.
It would have been double
but
down,
like,
though.
You're essentially betting that they'll stop them though, because if you don't think that they'll stop them,
there, didn't you think, Greg?
What'd you say?
That defense looked pretty awesome. I mean, they just smashed them after giving up that broken play at the start there.
Yeah, that's why when you asked me before, the only way I could lean was Miami, just because even though they're not motivated as much maybe to win this game, the skill difference is a lot, is greatly in Miami's favor. So I would say you could only look at Miami, but you never know. What's up, Dan?
Oh, there he is.
Not much. Are you guys?
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, how are you?
We're living the dream.
So I don't know, Dan, if you've officially been introduced to Tim here.
Well, just a second. Before you do, give me 1 second. Let me get on Twitch so I can at least see you.
Yeah, actually, I'm not on YouTube yet. I want to at least get you guys up.
Yeah, I'm just going to switch to Greg, you, and Dan just for a second. You can talk to Tim here, just because I have to go to the toilet for 1 second.
Did you like anything for the game,
actually, I
Dan?
just lost them.
Now that it's started already. Did you have any plays or?
I took
There we go.
I took La Tech and
La Tech on the over.
All right. So, yeah, maybe, Dan, you could comment on this Quick Lane Bowl, or this game that we're watching, and then later on, here's the Quick Lane Bowl, and then I'll ask Tim myself about his free play there on the Quick Lane Bowl. I'll just be right back. 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah, Quick Lane Bowl. People love that, right? People wait all year for the Quick Lane Bowl.
yeah. I don't know. I took La Tech. A couple of things. I've not been impressed with Miami all year, and I don't know. It just seems like the bowl game and points have been all right. I mean, I got lucky. I'm not saying that. I got lucky with that Hawaii game the other night.
But don't you feel like Miami's overperformed all year with their new coach or whatever? Like, done a lot better than what expectations have been. They're not as motivated as my point for this game.
Yeah.
I was saying before that the play I liked was the under.
I have to be honest. I think they've underperformed this year with the new coach.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, they thought. I mean, yeah, I think they have. But yeah, again, and it's like you're saying, it's a lot about to do with motivation. That's why I hate these bowl games. These
Yeah.
Because if you look at, say, just talent-wise, Miami should dominate this game. But
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
that never seems to happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. That's why the play I really like was the under, but I usually have a few bets that I make as soon as the lines come out on the Bulls, and I was already on Miami.
Okay.
But only because I historically do well when I do that, because I don't overthink things, and I just think about like the teams and the number that is the opening number. This game seems like it's really slow paced. The total has already gone down to 44.
Wow.
Which is really low considering there's 9 minutes left in the first quarter.
So here is another question. Sorry, you guys. We got to sort of jump around and look at the different chats. And so somebody here in Twitch is asking, not someone, but Mr. William Burns, who is I believe, a ranked Madden player, and he's in our Discord, and he's going to be part of our charity Madden tournament, which, as you can see right there.
Nice.
So I got to get that figured out because my kids just got the PlayStation 4, and so I'm gonna
just got the
just for
PlayStation.
content
You're
for
gonna be
the
hosting
the channel and stuff, and so we're gonna run a tournament beforehand, and then like the day of the Super Bowl, a couple hours before, and so half will go to the winner and half will go to charity, the Heart and Stroke Foundation. But anyways, William Burns is asking, Mr. Michael, do you think the Canucks are gonna make the playoffs?
You know what? I think they're actually just going to squeak in. They've been getting their chances lately. They just have not been scoring are coming out on top.
Yeah.
But I think they're getting their chances. They're working. They're going to get some bodies back, and yeah, they're going to squeak in. I think they're going to get eighth place, and they're just going to sneak right in.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then he also asks, or William is saying, that he thinks that EMU is going to win tonight. And so we're going to talk about that Quick Lane Bowl later on. But what are your thoughts about this particular bowl we're watching there, Dan?
He kind of gave it when you stepped away for a
sorry.
second.
Did
there,
you? Okay.
Insider.
That happens often in the
asked
show.
him. I asked him a little bit. Yeah, I asked him a little bit.
All
He
right.
gave a little bit.
All right.
He tended to agree with most of what we said. He is on LA Tech, given
Okay, well, there
the.
you
I'm
go.
guessing you got the full +7 though, right?
Uh,
Dan,
No.
you got 6,
Yeah.
6.5.
Yes, I think 6.
Well,
That's kind of, and Tim could probably knows this. It's kind of the problem with what we do. We got to get the picks in and up and.
Yep. I
And,
know.
and
You don't get the
sometimes
advantage that I have, the babysit lines and stuff like that, and just wait and shop books and.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
works.
that's
We get
true.
it before the line moves, but then like this, you're sitting there and you're like, yeah, well, I wish.
I wish I
an
could
extra point here or
do
there would
some
be
live
nice.
wagering and give that advice out to your clients. I mean, yeah.
You got it.
So
It's just live wagering just adds a totally. I mean,
no
What it
whole
really- the
new
way
dimension to it, and there's no other way
it
to do
really,
it but this streaming. So
yeah, if you really understand finance and what it really does is it turns sports betting into a free market where it's more like a stock market.
a predictive
rather than-
model, like you're trying
Yeah.
to.
Well, it's just you have the ability now to hedge
Yeah.
mid-game, whereas back in the day, you couldn't do that. You bought a ticket, you either had a winning ticket or you didn't. And if you were hedging, it was because you had a future or some, other parlay or bet tied to that you were able to do that. Whereas today, it's you can cash out, or place a hedge bet, which is essentially the same thing in a different way.
Right.
And it creates this market that never existed, and it's a lot like the stock market is. And it's crazy because sports is kind of becoming a totally different new, this is
Well, what were you
gonna be the
posting
new
in
generation.
in the Discord there the other day, Greg? You were posting you had gotten in at a certain price and you were able to sell out and even make a tiny amount, but of course if you were betting hundreds of thousands, etc.
Yeah, so, and I'm curious to, obviously I don't have that much money, but I'm curious to know at what caps do they not offer that,
Of
you know what I
course, it
mean?
has to
And
be
probably
pretty
because
low.
because they have to at some point, depending on your wager side, have to lock that, because they
Yeah.
couldn't be letting their big wagers just cash out their bets, because it would obviously impact their total risk or portfolio, right, associated with a certain game. But yeah, so I placed a bet on the Bucks at plus 104 when the line first came out, and then it went up to minus 178, and I was able to cash it out for over 10% of a value increase on my initial wager pre-game. But at the same time, I could have also just came back with a wager on the Philly side, right, at plus points and try to middle it. Well, so you have a lot of options depending on the amount of
For
movement
sure.
in the
No,
sport.
absolutely.
And that's why we spoke about this before in your show, about how you want to target specific numbers. Like if it's football, if you can get the 3.5, the 4.5, the 7.5, that sort of thing. Those windows, they're key numbers, that sort of thing.
Good call. So, just to quickly shift gears, and I got a question for you, Dan, specifically about a college bowl tomorrow. It's the Pinstripe Bowl.
Hey, I know you'll bring up that one.
Pinstripe Bowl. So, do you think that Michigan State's defense is going to be able to keep up with Wake Forest? Or sorry, that Wake, yeah. Like, how do you break that one down?
Yeah, I tried not to even think of that one. To be honest. But
I want, obviously, it's, being a Spartan. I want him to win, but I want him to lose.
Look how they played all year. They're terrible, right?
Yeah.
Like they couldn't score
Miami
Exactly.
all
lost by
year.
to Duke and the season.
all year. Like
Three
especially
starters.
like in key games, like they couldn't
Okay, so-
move the football at all, and like their defense was still keeping them in games that they shouldn't even be in.
Exactly.
Shooter is on
And-
Louisiana Tech as well with Dan, and he's on the under though as well.
For what he say? For the he was. I saw that.
Here's the thing. I guess right. The last time I checked, the line was 3.5.
Yeah, it's 4 now.
4. Okay, well, that makes it even better. I'd take Wake in the points because
I'm with you.
that game could be 6-3.
Right.
You like the under then? I mean, Wake is a Jekyll and Hyde team too. All season they've like choked up against some big opponents, but like you talk about, if you want to cap motivation, man, that's going to be like one of those senior Wake Forest teams that comes in there and they're going to want to win. I don't know. Now, I can't speak how much they're going to match up skill-wise. I'm not that familiar, like, how they're going to match up, like, what it's going to be like. But seeing what Michigan State did against some average teams this season, man, especially late in the year, I lean under and Wake Forest with the points.
And especially now since it's not going to be a blizzard.
No, it's supposed to be nice, right?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's Tuesday we set a record high history high here in Michigan. It was like 54 degrees.
Oh yeah, but that is like a home game for them, right?
No, it's going to be in New York.
It's in New York,
Yeah.
so I guess it'll be a pretty good blend of both. Probably more
Yeah.
Michigan State fans.
But I was just hoping it'd be windy and cold and snow and
No, it's nice. It's
big
nice
time
up here.
football. That's
Okay,
what I
we're
was
talking about big time football. Let's
I said
shift
big
from
time
the
football.
Pinstripe Bowl to Week 17 in the NFL. Now, of course, there's a
That's
whole
all we
bunch
have
of
left,
garbage
right?
games which no one's going to want to touch and no one cares about. But there's a few key
I mean, that's-
games, and Tim and I were talking about
San Fran and Seattle.
the San Fran
Yeah,
Seattle game.
that's the
and we
key
were-
one.
Tim was mentioning that he wasn't sure about
Well,
But-
beast mode.
about
You know?
beast mode, but that just his presence alone could.
It's going to be a big emotional lift. I think that's
Right.
what it's going to be.
Right.
But,
Yeah,
No.
I think it's more of a PR move.
yeah.
right. What is
Truly.
he? 310 pounds coming off the
Yeah,
couch.
it's
You know what?
he
I've been
can't.
reading some stuff online and actually saw him recently, and he looks really in shape. But that he was like going in weightlifting competitions and stuff leading up to
No,
this.
I mean he's an amazing athlete, but it's like
yeah, he's
it's
like
not
in total
that.
shape
It's
apparently.
like a running back is like it's all about the speed in which you hit the line of scrimmage. Okay,
yeah, they
and,
just gotta
like-
use him in certain spots.
It's all about that though. Like
Yeah.
look at Dalvin Cook and like the guys that are really valuable, right? Like
Right.
their advantages, they're not only powerful but they have speed, and he's gonna lack that. And I know that he knows the offense a little bit, but there's a certain familiarity that you need to have, and he's gonna lack that. And not that they have any other option, but like
But that's
I
the
don't
other,
know.
yeah. But that's the other thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, about he may know the offense, but he's got to learn all. It's all new terminology.
And come on, you guys know how Seattle plays their offense. Like Russell Wilson's he's a dynamic player, but like he truly depends on a running game. Like he is not a good quarterback without that running game going. Like
Although for the first
most
three
quarterbacks
quarters of
aren't.
the season, he was the hands down, and everyone thought MVP.
But they had Penny and they had Carson,
Yep.
and, or at least one of them, and both of those guys are extremely underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, Rashad
now
Penny comes from SDSU.
They are getting they're both really good. They are getting what's his name back, Clowney. But then let's talk about the other half, right, of that San Francisco. And I would say we missed the boat because the boat would have been to bet San Fran -3 when the lines first came out.
No, it is -3 now. It was 3.5.
If you can get 3, take it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because hop on it because you won't see it by the time the weekend hits. Because this is the reason why.
Talking to Tim, when is the last time that Seattle was a dog at home?
It happened earlier this season, I believe.
Really? Against who?
I forget. It happened earlier this season.
Yeah, you're right.
Because everyone said it, and I think they may have lost too. Even happened earlier this season, and everyone was like, "It's crazy because of their streak, because they had a really long streak too of winning. I think at home. I forget. Yeah, it was something like that. It might have been Baltimore, or one of those teams. But
well, you guys,
what do you think though? Because like it's playoff implications, right? Because if San Fran loses, they don't get the 1 seed, right?
Right.
They get the 1 seed if they win, right?
Yeah, and that could be the difference between them going to Green Bay or Green Bay coming to them.
Like Seattle, I've already posted it in my Discord. I jumped on the 3.5 because I thought that I wouldn't be able to get the hook later. And
really, I think you're very wrong about that.
okay, well there you go. I might be. I might ultimately prove to be the case, but I still like Seattle.
I mean,
there.
it's hard to predict. It's hard to predict which way the public will go sometimes. But
I don't know. I just think that
personally, that's my.
Who's more overrated? Who's more overrated? Russell
You
Wilson
will get,
or Jimmy
all
Garoppolo?
I was
Who of those
you will
two
get
is
all the
more
Russell
overrated?
Wilson. You're going to get all the Russell Wilson lovers. You're going to get all the home dog lovers that love betting home dogs. You're going to get all the you are going to get a lot of bandwagon people on Seattle, but I think for every person like that, you got all these people that bet San Fran all year.
I don't know.
And
I'm
made
not saying
money
he's gonna
basically.
win either. I don't know, but I just like Russell Wilson at home and the critical.
I already told you guys this. The San Fran is the Patriots of the NFC. You're gonna bet against the Patriots, right? Like,
yeah, I did last weekend. And
don't do it. Don't do it. They are the Patriots of the NFC. I've been saying it all year.
Well, maybe we could now shift gears once again, and first of all, get Tim's thoughts on, because he has a free play on the late game there on the
Quick Lane?
On the Quick Lane Bowl. Yeah, exactly.
Some Quick Lane options.
So that's Pittsburgh and Eastern Michigan.
I'm grabbing the points. East Michigan.
Nice.
I think their QB, Mike Glass, the third, is going to be a big difference here. Pittsburgh's offense is not great at all, at least the way I see it. And they got some decent defense, but I think Michigan's going to win. East Michigan's going to take it in this one.
Yeah, no, I like that play. I like Mike Glass
I like
personally.
it. I didn't
What do you
touch
think about
the
that?
other side.
I took Eastern.
Oh,
Also,
so you're
I like
on
the
Eastern
point.
Michigan as well?
How many did you get?
11 and a half, I think.
Hey guys,
It's up
I
to
gotta step
it's
out
up to
for a
13.
second.
No
I'll be
worries.
back.
Okay.
But I mean, Pittsburgh is MSU East, Michigan State East.
Right.
Same philosophy. I mean, it's State's old defensive coordinator. It's the same thing. Play defense. They have a pathetic offense.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the best game they probably played all year was against Clemson. So yeah, I'm on East. I like the points.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You and Tim are both on Eastern. Tim just
That's
had to
a winner.
go. step
I
out
like
to toilet.
I actually like a play on that game as the first half under.
Okay.
Kind of like this game, actually. Think it's going to be like a slower game, at least to start. But yeah, I definitely would lean the first half under. I think it's 24.5 most places. This is a run back. Oof, got to over the 50.
Wow.
Okay. Might see our
Miami
first
has
points.
no offense at all. here. And so it's
It's
going to rely
embarrassing,
on that
right?
on field position and the defense to seal the deal for Miami if they're going to win.
What about this? We can talk about some of these other NFL games, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. Sorry, we can get back
Oh,
to the
whatever.
other NFL games there.
This is, I mean, it's pretty much the only slate we have. Other than we can talk about some more bowl games for
This
sure.
is it.
Obviously.
I mean, this is the final. This is week 17, and so what are some of the other big games here?
I would like to. I mean, there is the one bowl game we should talk about: the Memphis Penn State. We are Penn State bowl game.
Yeah.
Do you guys? To me, that's one of the most interesting bowl games of the.
Why? Because they're
like,
allowed
other
to be
than the
back
big
in the
one.
bowl. Or what's
No,
the deal?
not that. Just only because like they were like a fringe playoff team, Penn State, and I think like they're really overrated in that regard. Like they shouldn't be
So
that high
10
up
and 2,
there.
they're playing 12-1 Memphis in the Cotton Bowl.
And Memphis. So put it like this: like Penn State, like lost their way into the Cotton Bowl, and Memphis won their way into the Cotton Bowl. And
Right.
you're catching 7 points with Memphis. They have that crazy offense, and I'm not sure how the Memphis defense is going to stack up against the Penn State offense, but I do think
Tea,
that
coffee?
they'll be able to score.
Good.
So I kind of like Memphis
I'm okay.
plus 7.
Thanks,
What do you think about that, Dan?
Yeah, yeah, I think a lot. Again, it's a bowl game. I think it's going to come down to motivation. And I think Memphis being the, whatever you call them, the other 5. I think they're going to be really motivated to come out in this game. And we've seen it before with the Boise States and Houston's and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Before Houston made the Pac-12, these teams like coming to these games and they finally get to show their stuff, so they're always motivated. Yeah, I'm not sure what Penn State's motivation is going to be. And again, Penn State's offense, they're good, but you can see it in a lot of the games. They rely on big plays, and if Memphis can just stop them from getting, the big pass play or the big run play, they're going to be able to hang in there. I think with them.
Yeah, because
Okay,
they
that's some
they
good
got
insight.
playmakers, right? Like you got to figure. I mean, how good is Penn State's defense is a question. I guess like they're statistically one of the best in the country. I know, but
Yeah, but and so is Iowa, and so is blah blah blah. Half the top 10 are from and Michigan's defense was good. It was supposed to be good until Ohio State. They play Big Ten teams, and the Big Ten outside of Ohio State is not known for offense. So
yeah,
they may be ranked in the top, top defensive by rankings, but look who they play.
yeah, no, that's the reason why I think they're overrated too. I mean,
I look at
you
like
saw what they did against Minnesota. Like,
So the totals dropped to 40.5 in this game.
I know that under would be good. You can and if you had a pregame, you would be able to hedge back.
What was it?
Over.
What was it originally? 44 or?
49 at most places. It went up to
Wow.
50 and then back to 49 for the pregame. But it might change here if because it looks like Miami might score points here.
Cool. So, Dan, what about any NBA tonight? Did you look at any NBA or anything? What about Detroit in Washington, or Detroit at home to Washington? Detroit is horrible. Washington
Super
is
high
horrible.
total. Super high total. I think Detroit's due a win. Like, I lean Detroit in the under, at least for the first half in that one. I think I got the under
Yeah,
at
I like that first half under.
it was like 118 and a half I got it at yesterday. You probably will be able to get it at like 117 and a half, up down to 117 now. I got 118 and a half. It's such a big number for Detroit at home if you know how they usually play at home. I know Washington scores a lot, but talking about Detroit, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that
man,
was
this
that.
Miami quarterback is horrible. Or maybe it's his line that's horrible. But
I think he's a rookie, right? I think he is.
Louisiana Tech's defense can't be that
Freshman.
good.
Yeah.
And this guy's making them look pretty good. So you guys, again, why don't we just do the first half of the bowl game? What do you think?
Sounds good. I'm going to step away for a second because I have to charge my device. I'll probably have to hop in just
No problem.
audio for a moment.
What do you think about that there, Mr. Kaiser?
That's fine. It's your show.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
It's your show. It's your show. I'm just living in it.
No, and you've been an awesome part of the whole thing, and as I was telling Tim, I feel humbled having you guys on here, that all my old contacts from back in the day or I don't know if they're paying off, but it's no, it's great for me anyways. So yeah, I don't know. We could, like, when I watched the other, I've talked many times about the live line show and stuff. I mean, they did like all, like the whole, you know, they stream for 5, 6, 7, even sometimes 10 hours and stuff, you know, doing live wagers, and they'll put out like 30 in a day and stuff, or more even sometimes. So I can't imagine doing that with this show, but I mean, maybe we could. I mean, for the Super Bowl, we definitely have to do the whole thing, don't you guys think?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then it'll be even extra long because of the tournament beforehand.
Oh, they're going to stop them here. You can tell.
They're going for it, or do you think they're just going to
They're going for it. They're going to stop them. Probably sack them.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Good
wow!
call. Oh! He
Oh!
scrambled.
Broken play.
No
That was an
kidding.
amazing... He should have been sacked.
Flag.
They're going to flag.
Well, that
bring it
shows you
back.
how horrible Louisiana.
Is the
Oh,
fix
it's
in
coming
for the
back.
under?
God,
Did I
yeah.
give you guys the fix play? I think the fix is in for the under.
Right.
I will say if they pick the flag up.
If they bring this back, offense.
15-yarder.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
there
you're
you
punting.
go.
Is it? Let's see. Let's see, boys.
I didn't see anything.
That was an amazing scramble.
That was good.
Anyways, they're punting now.
That was some Lamar Jackson stuff right there.
Yeah, well, I think for the Super Bowl, I'm going to have to move the refrigerator into the office.
Right. That's a good idea.
Good move. Good move.
I don't have to get up.
Veteran move right
Get
there.
up.
Well, that was a scoreless first quarter.
Wow.
And so that's it. So the first quarter is over, and so
So is there any way that I brought this up in your Discord before, is there any way that there's 2 games I'm looking at for NFL, and I just can't see any way that the Steelers lose to the Ravens, considering they're fighting for a playoff spot, and the Ravens are starting RG3 and a bunch of backups. And then he got the Bills hosting the Jets.
So
And
it's against the
don't-
Steelers at home, right? And the Steelers still have a chance to get in.
Yeah. And
So
like the Ravens have
they were saying
nothing
that
to
it's
play
duck
for.
season already in Baltimore, 'cause yeah,
Why? Because they're gonna kill him.
yeah.
I mean,
So what had happened
First
if
of-
RG3 comes in and seamlessly runs the whole thing and
It's not gonna
wins
happen.
38-7? What then?
Tomlin's gonna have the guys. Tomlin's at least gonna have the defense right in there.
Well,
I
then
think.
what then? Then does it diminish?
I don't know. I just think like originally, like I'm just thinking of like how that game's gonna play out, and it's like it's gonna be RG3, right? Like RG3.
Yeah,
Like,
what's
how
wrong
many
with him?
He's okay. He's not like he's no Teddy Bridgewater. I'll tell you that much.
Whoa,
he's-
why?
He's no Teddy Bridgewater.
Didn't he win the Heisman?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't carry much weight in that. I mean, he also was a starting quarterback at one point, and he's not anymore.
Yeah, that was weird. His whole trajectory and arc, and
I saw him come in a couple times as a backup this year in garbage time situations and like Monday night, and I mean, I just can't see him going in there and them running an offense, taking the chances that they need to take to win that game. I also think that the game would probably go under even really low total. Whereas, yeah, what do you guys think?
Who's playing for Pittsburgh?
It's going to be Hodges, I think.
yeah,
They're going to go back to him.
But, like, I don't even think they're going to score, really, their offense. I just think it's going to be, like, one of those games that they win with their defense, you know what I mean? Like a field position game. Because it's, like, it's going to be like a college game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be sad. It's not even going to be, like, a real game. I don't know. I think that game is going to be interesting. Also, the Giants, you got this whole Giants trying to upset the Eagles for their playoff spot situation going on, which is pretty cool. Because if the Giants win, they basically can screw the Eagles from making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you right now, at a 4.5 line, there's a lot of people that at least think it's possible. So, and I definitely like the over in that game,
Right.
with the Giants home.
So what team are you a fan of, Greg?
I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah. So you must have been hating it last week
Absolutely.
when they won.
Absolutely. It was awful.
Yeah,
Especially because
you know, because there's a Detroit radio announcer that I listen to. I only listen to his show out of Detroit. I usually listen to shows out of Chicago, but he's a state grad, Mike
Yeah.
Valenti. And he's a Giant fan. And he came on Monday, and he basically said that the Giants ruined his Christmas. Because the only thing he wanted for Christmas was Chase Young. And because
yeah, it's true.
and because they won a meaningless game against Washington, basically it cost him Chase Young. So he basically said his Christmas was ruined.
Just want to quickly say here, just from someone in the chat, so Shooter's on YouTube, and sorry, Shooter, that I'm not as closely watching YouTube as I should be. So he was saying that against the Rams, they were underdogs at home. It's tough to predict.
Yeah.
The 49ers are looking for revenge. 49er, but I'm with Insider on the Seahawks. But he's also on Eastern Michigan tonight. So Shooter's on Eastern Michigan as well. And Rycape on YouTube is also saying Baltimore on the over. Anyways.
So
Baltimore. He said Baltimore in the over.
Yeah.
I want Baltimore to win. I think that'd be funny. But yeah, Giants. I don't put much hope in them. I know that they're. I honestly don't even. I'm just so mad that because they could have had Lamar Jackson, and then the Eagles had the pick right before them, and they traded it to Baltimore. Baltimore took him. And then we got Danny Dimes, and not that he's bad, it's just that he's gonna take he's gonna need he's like Eli. He's gonna need the perfect situation to win the Super Bowl. He's gonna need the best defense, he's gonna need a crazy good defense, and a couple lucky catches, and to play out of his mind in order to win.
So is Washington? Who's Washington playing this week? Dallas.
Yeah, so
I need Dallas to implode again this week.
That'd be so funny if the Giants beat the Eagles and then Dallas loses to the Redskins and they still don't make the playoffs and they just look like the worst team, the biggest underperforming team ever.
Right.
Because I think if Dallas loses, if Washington beats Dallas, then Detroit slides into the number 2 spot in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then we can get Chase Young. But no, I'm Matt Patricia. He'll say he doesn't fit the scheme, and he'll pick up somebody else.
Cool, buddy. So this is the low scoring bowl.
No.
Should have took the under, right?
Yeah.
Even at 40, I think it's probably would have been good.
Well, yeah, because just look at a Hawaii game.
That was a good game to take the
Hawaii
over.
Bowl.
Yeah, but they had 55. They had 55 at the half, and I think it went under.
No, I went
No,
over,
I
but
went
with the last touchdown.
But I mean, if you bet the under live at any point in that first half, when they were scoring all those points, you would have cashed all those tickets. You know what I mean? Like,
but it went okay. Yeah, it did go over, but it went over on that last touchdown. It wasn't easy.
No.
that was because there was like no scoring for like a quarter and a half or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
I didn't end up watching the second half of that one.
I was on Hawaii, so yeah, I know there was no scoring in the second half.
So we've lost Greg here all of a sudden, and I think he said his device was going to run out.
Yeah.
Anyways, and so that must have been what happened. So now we have you, Mr. Dan Kaiser, you and Tim here. So, as I say, we've talked about this a million times, just with 2020,
But
we'll we'll upgrade the show and everything, but we're setting the groundwork for future evolvement and different stuff, and so, yeah, we don't need to touch on that again for the millionth time. But.
Yeah, well, but you know, Tim, you don't have to come in studio all the time.
No, that's right. That's probably make the inaugural appearance this way, right?
Yeah, another different thing. We never had an in-studio guest, and it's been pretty good here, basically, doesn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, other than
Do
the
in-studio guests got free beer?
Tim, or Greg, you back?
Oh yeah, I'm back. I just had to plug in my other device.
No worries.
Yeah, Tim, has he offered you anything? Do you get free beer? Does he give you food?
He fed me. He fed me.
Oh, okay.
So I made the trip worthwhile.
I was just wondering. I mean, because I don't get jack shit for doing this all the time. But hey, it's all right.
Well, yeah. I guess that's why I made the in-house studio appearance.
There you go.
Yeah. At least send me a damn Christmas card. Damn.
Yeah. We didn't even get a Christmas card.
He must have sent you an e-card at least or something, right?
No, not even an e-card. I'd have been happy with that.
Yeah. Email or something.
Jeez, where was I thinking?
Jump on Nick right now, Tom, eh?
So yeah, in the first half you can get the total at 10.5. Do you think 2 touchdowns are going to happen here? No.
Yeah, we should have just went right on it. As soon as I
We should have been right on top of that total, you think?
I mean, the more I'm watching this game, though, the more I really like Louisiana Tech plus.
But you can only get them at 4.5.
Yeah, you don't want to get. See, that's the thing. You never really want to go like if you're taking an underdog, get like worse than the opening line. You always want to try to get a number.
Yeah.
Even though situationally in the game, that means it's not going to feel as nice.
Right. No doubt.
It's just.
So
it goes against my
third down here, and look at it's a draw play right up the middle. Got it. Wow.
That's the move. Yeah, they want it.
So Tim, what would you say is your best sports?
Sorry, man. Dan, I'm losing it here.
Yeah, sorry, our audio isn't the best here at the moment.
Okay.
But hockey, I think, and NBA and NFL. Is that? How's that?
Okay.
No, I got technical difficulties. Maybe I should have been out, not in studio after all.
It might have made it
Better.
easier. Yeah, sorry here. This is a bit of a work in progress here. I'm trying to do 20 things at once, and now, like,
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna pop off camera over here and play
Okay.
it for a bit.
yeah, maybe you can. You're not really off camera, but yeah. What do you think? Maybe we got to take that apart there. Cut that open. So, Greg, how's New Jersey, Greg?
It's nice. As Dan was saying earlier, it's actually been pretty warm for.
Yeah, it has. No, it's been really warm here too.
I mean, we're gonna,
No big
I think-
snowstorms or anything.
you know, this is the first time I can actually. I mean, we've had like no snow on Christmas before, but this is like the first time I can ever remember that we actually had snow on Halloween and no snow on Christmas
Right.
in Michigan. Well, that's not nice, but
Hmm.
it's Christmas. I wouldn't mind a little bit of snow. I feel like I'm back in Thailand. Everything's still green. It's the middle of December.
Right.
The running back for LSU.
Yep. We got they said he's got like a sore, or I think they said sore or iffy hamstring. No, and yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna hang off for a day or two and see if I get any more information. Because here's the thing: the two running backs that they have behind them, they're not bad, but they're both, I think, like freshmen or sophomores, and when they have played, they're not good at picking up pass protection, picking up blitzes, and there have been games where that they've been in the game and basically Burrows, and they've missed a pickup on blocks and whatever, and Burrows has looked over the sideline and told the coach to get him out of there. So if they, I'm not.
He's really important. That's the reason why.
Yeah, no,
He's like one of those things that's like, you know, kind of like we were talking about the running game for earlier. It's like it matters a lot for.
right. Yeah, but that's what people are saying is the other two aren't bad runners. It's just the other things that they're not good at.
Nah, he's gonna be a
Right.
tell when you see him run. He's
Hmm. Sorry, we're having to do a little bit of audio on the fly here.
All right. So are you back, Tim?
I think so. It's a battle with it. I might have to go get some different headphones.
Oh, look at this! I should have gone.
Oh,
There it is.
LA Tech.
All right, Tim. My question is, what are your favorite or what are your best sports? I don't know, best or favorite.
I was saying earlier to Greg that NHL. I'm a
NHL.
Canadian man, born and raised here.
Yeah.
And NFL. NFL.
Okay.
But,
I love NHL. It's just so hard for me to handicap. I don't know how to
So yeah, my thing is like, I'm right now. I'm kind of like, I'm kind of happy that college football and NFL is winding down. I mean, I've had a good year in both. So I hate to see it be over, but because I spent so much time on it, I just haven't been able to find the groove in the NBA yet, or hockey, because I've spent so much time on football.
Right.
You know, it's just like that seems to be like the main thing, and I don't know, that NBA. I haven't figured it out yet.
I gotta shake it out a little bit anyway.
NBA. I like player props.
There it is.
Player props are good for NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can. That's like one thing that if you know like what time your book puts out the lines, you can grab the line early, and you can get like.
So that's one thing that you're going to have an advantage on, Greg, when we're doing the Super Bowl, is that you're going to have the player props to use. And I won't. But do you think you will, Dan, by that point, have access? No. It won't quite be ready.
Nah, they're saying March. They just don't think it'll be here for the Super Bowl. It could be, but I don't. Everything I hear and read is they're looking for March Madness.
Okay. Well, there you go, Greg. You'll have the unique props and stuff that you'll be able to post in our Discord that the rest of the country wishes they could have access to.
Yeah. Love especially the live ones for NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Something I highly recommend using if anybody you know how to do it. I also think it helps if you have like a background in like DFS or fantasy, played a lot of fantasy.
You think that you having right?
You know how to handicap player props a lot more because you know how like the ebb and flows work with statistics specifically.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I know some really good DFS players that have won some big tournaments in DraftKings and all that stuff. What's the other one? DraftKings and
FanDuel.
FanDuel. Okay, boys. Well, I think that this was, other than this small audio issue that we're dealing with at the moment, for the most of the show, Tim is trying here to get the audio working, but it just doesn't seem to be working.
I can't hear you, boys.
So
Sorry
you can sit
about that.
in and
I'll just watch the game.
yeah. And so that'll be phase 2 of the show, is the upgrade on the audio, that I can have guests in studio, but we don't need it for the video portion here, do we, Dan? And do we, Greg? And so I really appreciate you guys coming on again here.
Oh, no problem.
We don't have any live wagers going on this bowl game right now, and so again, I don't know.
Yeah, we should have just hammered the under as soon as we came on.
Right, and so I just don't know what to do at sometimes because we want to quickly. So yeah, no.
We're Louisiana.
Saying the audio has been good on his end. It just in studio audio issues. We are having a little bit of issue with that.
Yeah, if you had, if you buy something besides $9 earphones you use on your phone.
It's true. I didn't test this before today, and we did a splitter thing, and it didn't quite seem to be working perfectly there. Although it did for the first quarter, and so at least that did work well.
It was touchy.
Yeah.
It was touchy anyway.
Yeah. I need a decent mixer, so there you go. And so for phase 2, I'll have a real mixer, and so that I can and then I can bring in guests and have everybody on a separate channel, everything, which I don't. Like your guys' audio is mixed in with the NFL Films audio, and so I have to turn down the NFL Films audio on YouTube, and then have to turn you guys up, and then sort of fiddle with that, because you guys are on the same thing. But Captain Chronic here is correct. I need to have a decent mixer. Wow, this Louisiana Tech team now here is pumped up.
Yeah, well,
So what does the line move to here?
I've been talking about it for the last, 14 weeks or whenever I start coming on. Yeah, we're just taking steps.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I tell you, after the first show, I didn't know if I'd still be here by this point. So, I mean,
he must be still having a little bit of fun.
No, it's fun. No,
Yeah.
no, it's fun. No, again, we kind of went just to, half a show, and then, and as I've said, and we've talked about, once Greg came on, it just makes it easier because you're busy. I know you got a lot of stuff to do, watching everything. It just gives a third man.
I feel I've
somebody
got a
else
better
has
handle on that too, but
has-
the more
has
people,
their
the
own-
better.
Yeah, somebody else has their own thoughts, their own questions, their own things to say. So
So in the future, Tim, you could come on the Discord, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that'll be great, and it's just a easier, and people have to leave and come and go and everything. But as I was saying, I don't know if there's any point for us to keep going here. I don't feel any live wagers coming on here myself, gentlemen. And so as I say, it's the live portion of the show. So what are we gonna do? What's our next? When we're looking at this stuff, what are we doing? Are we doing next Sunday then? During the NFL?
you want, or how about, I don't know. It's up to you guys. How? Well,
What
you got.
would you suggest?
I don't know. You got both.
Lots of bowl
At least
games, right? Coming up?
But you got the 2 semifinal games next week, Saturday.
You
Right.
got Saturday. You got the.
Okay. Right.
What time?
So,
I don't
yeah,
know, 4 and
Saturday,
8?
the 2 championship precursor games. The Peach Bowl.
4 and 8, 5 and 9.
Fiesta Bowl. So it's 4 and 8. 4 and 8. Which of those 2 games is cooler? Oklahoma LSU or Clemson Ohio State?
It might be hard for me to do that day.
Okay.
I have to see actually. 4 o'clock, I might be able to.
Okay. Well, can you guys do a half at 4 o'clock on Saturday?
Yeah, it sounds.
Yeah, yep, I'm in.
Okay. And we're really trying to get some wagers across. I mean, we don't have to, of course, because we want to always get the value there. But yeah.
Well, maybe we come in with one and then try to hedge back on it.
Right. That's a good idea. Why don't we do that?
Okay.
Going into that game, and then that will lead great into the champion, like to the real thing, because obviously we'll have to do.
Yeah, and we can post it in the Discord.
Right.
What we're gonna do.
Okay. And we'll talk about that before we do it. So, gentlemen, why don't we call it a night, and we'll call it a day. And this was a really good test for me too, for having someone in the studio and for having Tim come in. And I really appreciate that, Tim. Thank you for taking the time to come over here and hang out in the
So it
insiders
didn't work
room.
out as good as we'd hoped on
Hey,
that one.
no
but,
worries. It's just a learning experience. It was no big deal anyways. So boys, Greg and Dan,
Nice to meet you,
Greg.
Tim.
as always,
Nice to meet you, Tim. Good luck. Good luck on your picks.
we say good luck. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, guys.
Okay. All right, Greg. Thank you, buddy. As totally, Greg, you've been a big part of this show, and as Dan said, it got better when you started coming on. So thanks again, brother.
Keep it up. All right.
right.
Let's talk to you guys.
Okay. Later, Dan.
All right.